Welcome, everybody. We're talking NHL action once again with Dana Lane, and the Ottawa Senators are taking on the Florida Panthers. Now, the Panthers are in the playoff hunt, obviously looking to move up in positioning, but have been on a downward spiral, literally losing 5 of their last 6. And you're looking at a desperate Senators team that's out of the playoffs, but they're going to try to play spoilers. Dana, first and foremost, we're glad to have you back with us. Where's the value in this game, and what is going on with those Florida Panthers?
Well, they can move back into a three-way tie in the Atlantic Division if they get a victory tonight. But a couple of weeks ago, they were certainly on top, and they've been driving this boat for a long time. Now, all of a sudden, they find themselves third because, as you mentioned, they're on a 1-3-2 streak in their last 6, and Boston and Tampa Bay have absolutely been on fire. And here's the situation on this, and this is why we like the under in this. Ottawa's playing for the 4th time in 6 days. And if you remember their last game against Carolina when Skinner scored with 0.3 of a second left to basically steal victory out of that game, I'm interested to see how they're going to rebound emotionally. These are 2 teams that need this game. So are they going to play tight? Yeah, I kind of think so. I don't think this is a team that both of these teams are going to play loose. I think they're going to play tight, and I think that bodes well for the under tonight.
That sounds good. The Senators, like you said, they got to be tired, that's for sure. And that's a team that really has been so inconsistent this year that you really can't depend on them. They have lost the last 3 out of 4 versus the Panthers. Do you think the Panthers and their veteran leadership, the age, might be catching up with this team, Dana?
Yeah, we talked about this before, Mike. You cannot rely on a 44-year-old Jaromir Jagr to lead your offense, and that's essentially what they've done. They've relied on him to put the puck in the back of the net, and you have all these kids like Ekblad, who has played extremely well, but these kids are playing longer than they ever had. So in a tougher environment. So I think you see some of these teams start to get tired down the stretch, and I think both of these teams are an example of that.
Now, let me ask you this. As the Panthers get closer to the playoffs and as they go into the playoffs, would you possibly think about fading them because of the tiredness of the veterans and the fact that they really haven't built a dynamic squad around Jaromir Jagr?
Yeah, we would certainly look to do that. Perhaps, but obviously that has a lot to do with their first round matchups as well. And of course, if they get hot, it's all the playoffs are all about who's hot going in and which goaltender is hot going in. This is certainly not a team that I think as highly as I did earlier in the year. But the fact of the matter is this is kind of a must-win game, because if they don't win this game, despite the fact that Boston has an extremely difficult schedule coming up, they might find themselves worrying about not making the playoffs rather than getting in the top 3 in the Atlantic.
That's a very good point. And Boston's been playing very good of late. The Panthers, they're capable of turning it on, because I'm like you, about a month and a half back, I was very high on them. And, it's not Jaromir Jagr's fault that they're depending on him. My hat's off to him. He's still producing, but it's going to be interesting to see. And of course, playoffs changes the whole dynamics, and that's why they play the game. What's the best shop value that you found for that under tonight in this game?
The best that we have is under 5.5 minus $1.20.
Okay, minus $1.20. Okay, well, Dana, thanks so much for your input. Viewers, you heard it. Jump on the under. It's set at 5.5 goals. You can catch it right now at minus 120. You're looking at a tired Senators team versus a Panthers team that's really been squandering as of late. Okay, Dana, thanks again, my friend. Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Thanks, Mike. Best of luck to you.